Okay, here we go for a Class A game. Gonna look for a 5-minute game. I have some work to do, but before I do, we are going to treat ourselves to see if we can get a Class A game. Haven't played one of these except for bullet games in a long time. I could be rather rusty. This could be a dangerous thing, but we shall see what we see. I'm going to play the bird against Berto, 19 and 91. I don't know what he thinks is so special about 19 and 91, but evidently he thinks that was a pretty neat year. All right, he's going to play the From. This should be an interesting game. You don't see too many of these. At least I haven't shown a lot of them on my videos, but we have an opportunity here to check out a From. You might say, why would you go ahead and move into the pin? Well, the reason is that you have to develop quickly or you're going to end up in trouble. And once he has put his bishop here on g4, I'm not so interested in fianchettoing this bishop here, the light squared bishop. And if you can get e4 in for free, so there's a price to be paid for him not developing his knight on f6, then why not do it? If you can get it in, then just do it. Now notice here, I play the d3, and since my bishop is out, I got a little more room in here to work with. And also, in addition to that, he can't do anything as far as tricky stuff by moving his knight here because it's pinned to his king. And I am fully prepared to exchange this knight for my bishop. In general, whenever you play the bird, in almost any kind of context, it is a neat thing to be able to play in such a way as to give up your light squared bishop for the queen knight of black. Just give it up, and look at that. Double isolated queen bishop pawns, and that is not nice at all. Ooh, see, I can't castle here because that will mess me up. Okay. Then in that case, we will, well, I guess maybe push the pawn here anyway. Wasn't planning on putting the pawn there, but I guess I will. Normally they don't have their queen here on e5. That's throwing me off just a tad. But this move now I think I can get away with this because the c1 bishop now, of course, has different things it can threaten to do. And he doesn't really have any time to do anything particularly threatening with that. Okay, here, I think we'll just go ahead and castle first. Okay, and now I do believe I want to develop with threat here. And after he moves that, well, that didn't really change anything, did it? Okay. Well, that didn't help him at all. Now my bishop is developed. Ooh! What have you done to yourself, buddy? What have you done indeed? Yeah. What about that? What about d4? Okay. But, ooh. After this, what kind of tactics do we have? I don't know that e4 nets me anything. On the other hand, it does open up his king's position. Let's try it. We're going to try it. Because after I take the knight here, then even though my knight on c3 falls, his king position is really going to get busted up. There's that. And now the f7 pawn is in trouble. Okay. Wait a minute. Can't do that. Yeah, that's called losing the game, fella. Aw, perfectly good game. Blown to pieces there. All right, good game. Let's see what he was doing. Obviously, he was threatening to go over here with checkmate, but it was a move of desperation, because if you back up and look at this, let me detach the board where we can see the moves here for just a moment. If you back up and look at what he was doing, as soon as he had taken the knight and I take here, then there was no time for him to take down here, because the pawn promotes with check. And then he's just in a real bad way, because the rook was the only thing protecting the f7 square, and so he's just one move behind in his attack for anything good to happen. So that is game. He just got a little desperate with that. His queen even falls here, because after takes, then notice if we back up here and follow the game sequence, after takes, and then if the bishop doesn't come back down, of course the bishop coming down opens up for checkmate. If the king goes over instead, then I would well, either way, yeah, he's just toast either way. He's just one move behind being able to do anything. All right, so we have increased now to 1836. If we go back to the very beginning of the game for just a moment, might want to look at this for just a moment. This is all pretty standard. This, I don't know that what I do here is very popular. It's a very risky move, I believe. Nevertheless, I like getting e4 in if he's going to let me, because if he doesn't develop his knight, then e4 is for free, and I get that space around my king. It's very important to have space around your king so that his attacks don't mess you up too much. And once he had allowed me then to pin his queen's knight here, I don't quite get that either. I'm not feeling it. I don't know whether he could have done something else in particular. Maybe, I don't know, knight e7, even knight h6, go for a quick castle, or maybe even push h5. He's got to do something else here, though, I think. Allowing the pin, and now the knight just can't do anything, and allowing me to get my bishop out of the way and freed up for castling. All of that looks very comfortable for white. So black has invested himself as in a pawn and given that to me, so he needs more of an attack, I think, coming off at the very beginning of the game. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Click subscribe if you liked it.